His name, Harry Balls. No, really. He was a substitute teacher who wrote his name on the board and said, "I will give you 3 minutes to laugh, but then we gotta get to work."
During English class we were watching Tomorrow When the War Began. Those of you who have seen the movie know they start the movie talking about sex. The teacher goes, "Sex is not that great. I have actually not had sex." He's a full 30-year-old man and says that to a bunch of 13 to 14-year-olds. Those were the days.
Freshman year in high school, a classmate called someone a code in gym class. The gym teacher asked him what that means and the student explained a code is a good student. Next day, the teacher welcomed the class by saying "Good morning, Chodus." Honestly, at 13-14 that's about as funny as it gets.
At least half of you will be dead by the time you reach 20 years old to a class of 11-year-olds. Edit, clarification.
The father of a classmate died in a motorcycle accident. He went into a corner too fast and crashed into a tree. A couple of days after the accident, which was the first day my classmate went to school again, our physics teacher decided that it is a good moment to teach the speed doesn't kill you, acceleration does lesson, with the example of a motorcycle driving into a tree.
Recursion is better than sex. 9th grade C++ teacher going through a rough divorce.
During 1 year of high school in a bio class, the students were fooling around in class not doing their work and the young, had to be in her late 20s, professor yelled "You all stop jerking off," then turned red as she realized what she had just said. You can only imagine how that went in a room full of 16 to 17-year-olds lol.
He told our whole English class quite seriously that for his 30th birthday he wanted 2 15-year-old girls to sit on his lap, and he even named them. I don't know what he was telling us for, maybe he thought we would pressure them into doing it or something.
New year. New teacher and his introduction was, "If you are allowed I will hit you with the chalk." We all thought it was very funny, but the next day we learned what doom was because he never missed.
I had a professor that had given us an in-class assignment. He was a shitty teacher and we were first-year students, so we didn't finish it, and he told us to take it home and finish it, and when we were done to bring to me, bring it to Daddy. He was Greek and didn't know the context, but he was the head of the department, so we all held back our giggles and left.
She read out my name and looks at me and says, "Your parents named you this?"
I once had a substitute teacher for my health class and he went on this long rant about how rape can be justified. So many people complained about him.
She ate dog food when pregnant because she was craving it and a doctor said it was okay to. She would stick pins in her baby brother's feet to make him cry. When the brother was older and wanted to play, she would lock him in the sewers. That the Virgin Mary was called that because she wasn't married. Nothing to do with not having had sex. Apparently, she was our religious studies teacher.
I had an art teacher that got caught drinking. Apparently someone from the previous period told on her. The vice principal came into our class and told her to come with him. We all heard her yell. They drove me to drink from the hallway.
Worst thing and also best thing. History class. Kid punches the kid in front of him in the back of the head. Teacher sees this and says, "Now he's gonna punch you in the head and you're all gonna sit there and watch because there's nothing you can do about it."
I will be in your butt. Our band director was trying to fire us up for marching season, but he had never given a motivational speech before, so he fucked up all the intense parts and made them mildly sexual.
The morning after parents' night, boy in the class was talking over the lesson for the 100th time that term and the teacher says, "Johnny, this is exactly what I was saying to your mom last night." The class burst into laughter. The teacher went red at the implication and Johnny didn't talk over the lesson anymore.
Said that all we had to do to understand a reading was to try harder. This immediately after someone who was visually impaired told her that no accommodations had been provided. So trying harder was kind of out of the realm of possibility. We all lost a lot of respect for that teacher that night.
A student handed in a blank sheet during a test. Teacher took it and said student's sheet is as much a virgin as every girl in this class. We were 13 to 14. He's done other stuff that made students uncomfortable, but we weren't taken seriously.
had an English sub. He was clearly in a hungover state, taking naps on an hourly basis. When he is awake, he's not being a good teacher. He would cuss openly in front of the class, ask us what we were doing, we didn't know, and one time he was hitting on some freshman girl loud enough for his flirts to be heard by the whole class. He was later removed for unknown reasons.
I'll squeeze your balls, little man. It was an all-guys high school and the teacher was the headmaster/a Catholic brother/teacher. He was saying this as a follow-up to a kid acting up and being a wise ass. He says, "Oh, you think acting up means you have balls?" Kid says, "Yeah, AMD." Then he responds to the kid with that gem. Everyone was weirded out and thought a line got crossed.
Classmate explained he couldn't get through the 20-page assignment in time due to his dyslexia. Old-timey teacher says there's no such thing, you're just lazy. Only about 6 or 7 years ago, too.
Had a high school color guard instructor say that she didn't want to see us jiggling when we came back from Thanksgiving break, so you ladies had better put your fingers down your throats if you can't control yourselves. One of the members had recently been hospitalized for anorexia nervosa. Her comment didn't not go over well.
Looked at a mentally handicapped girl and muttered retard just loud enough for a few people at the front to hear.
7th grade math teacher heard some 9th graders saying that he probably never gets any, proceeded to explain to his 7th class that he fucks his 10 years younger wife a lot and that they are in an open polyamorous relationship. He was also our homeroom teacher. There is a shitton of lore behind this teacher and a myriad of other things he's done. And our class actually met his wife on a class trip, that's why we know.
I had a teacher when I was 13-14 years old that said to a girl of the class she was going to end up prostituting. In front of the whole class. Same teacher said to another girl that she was going to end up working at McDonald's if she kept having bad grades. Same teacher told the whole class our parents were ungrateful to the pedagogic team that takes care of their children because she didn't receive any chocolates for Christmas.
My AP Bio teacher was a little behind on the times and on the first day of school called a student daddy. Safe to say everybody busted out laughing and never let her live it down. Edit: I completely forgot about the time my history teacher called the kid in my class a one-pump chump. We still call him that in the locker room to this day.